Somebody must go to jail. How can you spend what has not been approved by Parliament?
Abusia said the name see corner there. It was NDC for Angasan. Omo ado mo koma OSP. Na OSP start investigation. Na what you mugum. Enya sa dia. Ada po be say sanukroma no you say depending be eyela. Omo yela. Afenyo Markin aba expose NDC the kind of corruption scandal be a ekoso. Ewo omo government ni mu se see na enye is one wo mo say more. Someone must definitely go to jail. Me wan chire mu no akire wadwen ama me. Ewo comment section. Aha yi Penyah block media. Meso say ni die mo. Obe like video no that man subscribe button na ba click notification icon for latest updates na ba chire wadwen de ama me. Ewo comment section. Meso ba so a. No ahye for so anya bi ahwe. Onu mo say NDC government no ho. Omo pese omo fa kwan bia asma Ghana for hunu say MPP for na omo nye. Eti ene even National Cathedral crown na ye beto omo ka say sika edi akom 58 million Ghana cedis no. $58 million no. Now you just say almost I say 97 million. You say NDC for no omu ko to omu figures. And now yes mo yadi way mo dey 1 million and a year when people for yadi way mo dey say million and a year they say they are trying to polish MPP black to Ghanaians and normal because politics and a year. It's okay. Now when you say omu government no omu no scandal we are started air cost but just that omu na wo office enti wo kan kura enkosi be bia o kan enkosi aga ba ko pad na ye to man kura no spending 300 million Ghana cedis to buy pad for students abra omu metena kunya so na pad enkura ne to dada enye sa fe na Ghana menses aba ma ha no mu na wo ha dada a na enkura ne to mu pad to mu pad dada. But ye tam 300 million Ghana cedis at the top pad man kura e ho asem beba ada po abesesa e ho asem beba pa ye be kan heye e ho asem beba said no mu quote figures no the same way ana e ho scores e beba na only say budget no mu redi ye no e never be e wo budget ni mu e never be na epie e wo budget ma say na entiase enim entiase me na Ghana for hia nchiremu. But let's go to capital expenditure. The year 2025 no omu budget already ye no according to omu budget no capital expenditure amount omu call the floor of parliament enyintum na eno na omu emfa run no 83 million Ghana cedis tetisika no 830 billion. But in reality on grounds sika omu cost spend ye 92 million Ghana cedis plus. Let's calculation now over 9.4 million Ghana titikano 94 billion cedis. Sikano amfa parliament. Sika parliament approve here na enka ho bi. Sikano abaye ento so ama omu. That cano it is not being accounted for. And there are many other scandals. So NDC government, even the big push project, the big push policy, scandal be so. Now I know, and I was Afenyo Markin on the floor of parliament yesterday. Why exposing this for no catch themselves more? Someone must go to jail for this scandal.
You launched a big push. To the time that these monies you said you had disbursed was just 1 month plus. Mr. Speaker, our friend must address it. This issue of one district, one dam, one this, one. Mr. Speaker, he should deal with the relevant issues. We have a situation where we are dealing with a cut and paste budget, cut and paste figures.
Slated them for major attention. I want to urge the House to adopt the report so the minister and his ministry can implement the programs properly outlined in the report contained in Appendix, Mr. Speaker, in Appendix A, attached to the report, comprehensively outlined. So that next year when we'll praise him and ask that he can do more. Mr. Speaker, with this way, I thank you for the opportunity.
I'll come to you. I'll come to you. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, thank you. Mr. Speaker, this is a House of Records. The unnumbered page, Appendix A, which contains Big Push Program project, Winneba Takrade. Mr. Speaker, these are projects that feasibility studies had long been done. Mr. Speaker, the NDC came to meet the Winneba project ongoing. Mr. Speaker, in my early days in practice, one thing I learned, which he also learned same, was to deal with issues. Mr. Speaker, the issues that we raise from this side of the House, Mr. Speaker, were very clear. You have provided for Big Push. At the time you launched the Big Push, to the time that these monies you say you are disbursed was just 1 month plus. Mr. Speaker, our friend must address it. This issue of one district, one dam, one this, one. Mr. Speaker, he should deal with the relevant issues. We have a situation where we are dealing with a cut and paste budget, cut and paste figures. Mr. Speaker, address them. Don't say that the Winneba Swedro Road is a new initiative. Please. Please.
Leader,
it's not a new initiative.
Leader, thank you.
It's not a new initiative. Your constituency received a lot of outbound motors during Akufo-Addo's era. Never seen. You attested to it. You know that as a fact. Why are you not addressing it? Please stop this thing about we didn't do it and all that. I'm drawing your attention that your constituency benefited from a lot of projects even under Akufo-Addo. Your constituency was not abandoned. Honorable Defiamako. Indeed. And I'm telling you that this initiative is not new, and you know that.
Leader,
Mr.
thank
Speaker,
you.
I've
Leader,
addressed my point.
thank you.
Somebody must go to jail. How can you spend what has not been approved by Parliament? Speaker, this side of the House keep reminding of the majority that this budget is a cut and paste budget. Mr. Speaker, if you look at this 2026 budget, compare the content to the very budget they criticized, 2024 budget, you realize that some phrases, some paragraphs were just lifted. We pointed it out to them. They will not even take their time to read the entire budget to correct it. Pages 75 and 76. Those pages are there. Mr. Speaker, if you look at the money that has been allocated to the presidency, the money, compensation alone, Mr. Speaker, is more than what is being given to a whole ministry. What a reset government. And this is a reset government that is talking about due process. They say, as for them, their governance will be pepe, everything will be pepe. Danake MPP. Mr. Speaker, if you look at table 3, there is a huge scandal at table 3, paragraph page 6, table 3, a huge scandal. I don't know whether they themselves have reported this to the OSP. Mr. Speaker, I don't know. Look at table 3, capital expenditure. Do you have the report? You're asking for page 1. Do you have the report? Do you have the report? Honorable, do you? You have the report? Pardon? You have the report? Okay. If you have the report, go with me to page 6, table 3. I want the chief whip for the majority side to finish reading the page. Is he there? Okay. Now, Mr. Speaker, capital expenditure 2025 appropriation, what we approved in this house, 83 million. Releases, 92 million. Somebody must go to jail. Then when you come and see actual expenditure, 92 million. Variance, negative 9.4. Somebody must account for this 9.4 million. And this is not my report. This is not my report. And you are saying that releases are in excess of 111%. How can you spend what has not been approved by Parliament? Please, please, please. Expenditure item, there's expenditure line. Look at the line item, Mr. Speaker. Is the reason why we have compensation of employees. We have goods and services. And we have capital expenditure. Don't tell me that you are putting all the figures together to confuse me. In the list, I understand these numbers. I've been here for 4 terms. Mr. Speaker, capital expenditure, what Parliament approved as a line item expenditure, capital expenditure, 83 million. If you look at the actual releases, they have spent beyond the amount that this House approved. We are not interested in total envelope. The auditor is interested in the line item. Yeah, line by line. Mr. Speaker, has anybody been sent to the OSP? They came here to talk about the PFM Act. Mr. Speaker, it is clear that many of you are likely to go to jail. From what I am seeing, Mr. Speaker, just year one alone, only yesterday, you were on us. The slightest mistake, you'll be inviting MPP appointees to go to OSP, to go to NIB. Mr. Speaker, look at the line item. The excess of 9.4 million. Who authorized this to be released? Who authorized it? It was never brought to Parliament for variation. Mr. Speaker, if it were to be MPP administration, we know what our friends will do. Mr. Speaker, we know in this country the slightest error, how our friends have reacted to same. Just first year, one line item, what Parliament has not approved, your own records. I don't want any of you to say Afenyo Markin said something. This is not me saying. This is you. A report signed by Honorable Isaac Ajay Mensah, chairperson of the committee. He is a member of the NDC caucus in Parliament. He is not an MPP person. Mr. Ajay Mensah himself admits by signing this report that there is some chop that has gone on. Mr. Speaker, the PFM Act, let me read for the avoidance of doubt. Mr. Speaker, I will say mine. When it's your turn, say yours. Mr. Speaker, Section 96(2). I read, a person acting in an office or employment connected with the procurement or control of government stores or the collection, management or disbursement of amount in respect of public fund or public trust, who authorizes an expenditure exceeding the approved appropriation in the relevant budget commits an offense and is liable on summary conviction to a term of imprisonment of not less than 6 months and not more than 12 months, or to a fine of not more than the value of the assessed impact of the commitment, or to both. So, Mr. Speaker, clearly, somebody must be punished for this. Be careful what you wish for. Be careful what you wish for. The way you judge the MPP, you will be measured by the same standard. Mr. Speaker, this is what the PFM Act says. That we approved a line item for you. And you decided to spend in excess. Mr. Speaker, you have decided to spend almost 10 million cedis. Who spent this? Who authorized this? It was not Parliament that approved this. And your own report is saying that releases are in excess. What the PFM Act is saying is that this is an offense. Somebody must be liable for this. We've already started seeing the scandals. Mr. Speaker, this is scandal number 1 right here in the report. Mr. Speaker, we have seen it in the report signed by the chairman of the committee, not the minority saying something. It is a majority itself admitting to this. Mr. Speaker, yes, I'm concluding. Mr. Speaker, just as Honorable Anodom said, this side of the House would want to put across this point that the consideration of this estimate be placed on ice until we receive sufficient explanation as to why more than what was approved was released under this expenditure. Mr. Speaker, this is a government that claims that it is resetting and therefore believes in accountability, probity, transparency in governance. We cannot approve this until sufficient explanation is put forth. We know that in this House, we never varied this expenditure item. There is no evidence of that. If so, they themselves should prove it. They have admitted and they've been caught pants down. Fortunately, this is not the minority's report. These are figures that are coming from official circles. It is not a minority member who has gone for this figure somewhere. Mr. Speaker, I want to look this way so that I can make my point comfortably. Mr. Speaker, they themselves produce these documents. These data and figures have become part of the records of this House.
Who produced these documents?
Mr. Speaker, the ministry. The report is coming from the
report
committee.
is coming from the committee.
No, yeah, Mr. Speaker, the committee relied on the returns from the ministry. And the chairman and the clerk have signed. Mr. Speaker, the chairman who is from their side. Mr. Speaker, we are saying that they should withdraw this report. They should withdraw this report, do the needful. There must be a full inquiry into this matter. How they spent in excess of almost 10 million cedis. Mr. Speaker, the minority is demanding inquiry into why they spent in excess of what was approved.
Thank you,
we will not support this estimate to be approved. Full inquiry must be instituted to deal with this matter.
Thank you, Leader.
And the various agencies under the ministry to consider their budget estimates for the financial year 2026. Mr. Speaker, some few observations were made during the meeting, and I just want to draw the attention of the House and the Minister as well. Mr. Speaker, the committee observed that in 2026, under the Big Push project, an allocation of 30 billion, which is equivalent to about $2.6 billion, have been allocated to the ministry to execute over 50 critical projects. We drew the minister's attention to the fact that this is a very big investment that we are putting into the road sector. And therefore, the minister needs to ensure that those contractors that have been selected or they are going to be selected to be doing the project, make sure they do quality job, not any shoddy job. Because it's a very big investment, a single investment that we are putting into the road sector. And therefore, it is important that the minister ensure that quality work is delivered. And the minister also assured the House that he will also ensure that such is also done. Mr. Speaker, we also observe that some key projects have been suspended, and we sought to seek explanation from the minister. And these projects were those ones that are externally funded projects. And because of the debt restructuring, some of these projects had to be suspended because they could not do any drawdowns or disbursement from the loans. So we also advise the minister that if there is any other alternative means that he can look for funds to continue this project, you should look for it to do the project instead of allowing the work that has been done already to deteriorate. And the minister also assured us that he also take a cue and ensure that such is also done. Mr. Speaker, we also observe that the outstanding claims has also gone up, has increased. If you look at the GOG claims in terms of IPCs that have been submitted and waiting for payment on GOG and road fund, Mr. Speaker, we are talking about 60% increase. That is about 10.6, about 10 billion addition as to where it was handed over to this administration. And Mr. Speaker, I am not blaming the government for such increase. Once we are embarking on such project, definitely there is going to be IPCs that will be submitted and it has to be paid. The problem now we have on our hands is that, Mr. Speaker, there is no clear strategy as to how the government intends to clear this mounting debt that keeps on accumulating. And so we sought to draw the minister's attention to, as a matter of urgency, find a way to devise a strategy as to how they can work and clear off this mounting debt so that the ministry will not be saddled with huge debt which will affect the progress of ongoing projects, which the minister too has taken the advice that the committee also gave it to the ministry. Mr. Speaker, we also observe that if you look at the total allocations, the entire total allocation from the various sources of fund that the ministry is going to have for 2026, we are talking in excess of 38.2 billion. This is about $3.3 billion. It's a very huge money that is going to the road sector. And we want to ensure and also encourage the minister that this money, you should put it in good use and fix the bad roads, the various bad roads, especially the critical ones, so that they can fix it, because this is a very huge budget that we are giving to them. and they have to ensure that they put it into good use. The last observation, Mr. Speaker, was about the road fund. We realized that a zero releases were done for the road fund. Nothing has been released to the road fund. And
What do you mean by that? Is it in respect of 2025 or?
For 2025.
Okay.
No single release was done to the road fund. And I was hoping that the Minister of Finance was in the chamber. I have to draw his attention to that. It is against the law. It is against the law. He cannot collect the levies and keep it without giving to the ministry to pay contractors. There are several contractors that have done several jobs that the ministry needs the money. So he cannot collect the road fund levies and keep it and not release anything. As of September, he has not released even a peso, a penny to the road ministry. And I think it is important that I draw the finance minister's attention that he's breaching the law. And he has to take a cue and ensure that he releases the money to the ministry as early as possible so that the minister can pay those contractors that have worked under the road fund project that they need their money so they can go back and continue with the project. Mr. Speaker, with this few observations, I think I have no difficulty in supporting the approval of a budget of 5.3 billion for the ministry for the activities and program for the year 2026. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Today, why do you mami? Ewa comment section. How you Penyah Block Media? Accra.